This chapter deals with what is without a doubt one of the very most important subjects in understanding 3ds Max, and that's the modifier stack. If you plan on mastering the software, it's essential that you understand not just what the stack is, but how to effectively get the most out of it. Frankly speaking, Max ain't much without its stack. Now, in order to understand the modifier stack, it's important that you first become familiar with the term modifier. A modifier is something that you attach or add to an object in order to change or alter its geometry in some way. Now, I am simplifying things a bit, as not all modifiers change the way an object looks. They're actually used for many different things. But for the sake of simplicity and trying to keep things easy to understand, I'm going to be at least originally defining a modifier in that manner. With more experience, you'll come to realize that there's virtually dozens of modifiers, not all designed to change an object's shape, but each designed to enhance the way that 3ds Max works. You'll also quickly get a handle on the fact that any one object can have a limitless number of modifiers applied to it, each of those modifiers being added into the mix for a completely different purpose. So for an example, one modifier might make an object deform, while another might be used to ensure that the design that's been applied to it, as a skin, stays looking good and locked in place as the object moves around in the scene. Again, different modifiers are used for different purposes. This is a file named modifier stack. You'll find it in the working files folder. Let's select the object, then in the command panel, click on the Modify tab. Okay, when a modifier is added to an object, that modifier and its controls will display in the Modify column in an area called the modifier stack. It's the gray area close to the top of the column. It's referred to as the stack because as you apply more and more modifiers to an object, their names will stack up one on top of another in the list. The major benefit of having each of your added modifiers accessible through the list is that their settings, their controls in other words, can be both easily accessed and quickly changed or adjusted without missing a beat in your production workflow. So you're going to get to know the modifier stack real well. In fact, it's virtually impossible to make much forward progress in Max without using modifiers and without being able to edit those modifiers through the stack. Let's take a closer look at just exactly what's in this object's modifier stack. What you see in the stack is the accumulated history of what up until now has been done to the object, including the entry that was used to control its original size and shape, and a list of all the modifiers that have been applied to it. In this case, there's been 3: the UVW map modifier, a taper modifier, and a bend modifier. By clicking on any of the entries in the stack, their settings then display directly below. So what you've selected or highlighted in the stack determines the controls that then show directly below the stack. So at the tube level, I can now adjust the settings that control the shape and size of the tube. Clicking on the UVW map entry, I can then control that. If I instead move up the stack to the taper, I can adjust that one also. Then if finally wanting to adjust the bend, I'll select that entry in the stack and go in for my changes. If the stack ever becomes so large that you need a little extra room in order to display all the entries, you can lengthen the box by simply grabbing the shaded bar below the icons and pulling down. The modifier stack is an essential part of 3ds Max. Without a doubt, you'll be going to it early and often with every project you create. Get to know it well, you're going to be needing it.